guys.
Hi, how is your part-time job going?
Good, but next month my taxes are due and I don't know where to start.
Filing taxes really isn't too hard. It can be somewhat of a process, but if you start early, you'll get it done.
The three main ways to file taxes are to fill them manually by filling out the 1040 form, through a tax software program that fills out the 1040 electronically, or to get a professional to work with you to maximize your refund and fill out the 1040 on your behalf.
Since you just have a part-time job and your income is not that high, your taxes aren't going to be really complicated because you don't have many assets.
What am I going to need?
There are a few things required of you in order to file taxes. First, you'll need to know your social security number. You'll also need your W-2 form, which tells you how much you earned in the past year and how much you already paid in taxes on those earnings, and your 1099 forms, which are a record that some entity or person, not your employer, gave or paid you money. You usually will also need to know any retirement account contributions you made, unreimbursed medical bills, property taxes and mortgage interest, charitable donations, and your last year's federal and state tax returns.
This is my first time filing, and I haven't made any donations or had any medical expenses this year.
Great, then the next thing you will need is a 1040 form, which allows you to file your tax return.
And you can file online through a service or hire someone, but I don't think it makes sense to hire anyone right now.
Yeah, I agree.
When are my taxes due?
April 15th, and it's better to start early and get it out of the way. If you're late, the IRS charges interest on whatever is outstanding. The annual interest rate is usually around 6%.
There's also a late filing penalty if you don't file the tax return itself on time. That runs 5% of the amount due for each month or partial month your return is late. The maximum penalty is 25%. Ouch.
Wow, okay. I'll make sure I pay on time. Do I get any tax benefits since I'm a student?
You can deduct the costs of qualifying work-related education, including things like tuition, books, supplies, lab fees, transportation to and from classes, and related expenses. However, this is only deductible if the education maintains or improves skills needed in your present work.
Where do I do that on the form?
You can refer to line 49 for the education-specific tax credit.
What website did you guys use to file your taxes?
I use TurboTax. TurboTax is completely free to file both federal and state returns, but only if you don't need to file any schedules. If you need to upgrade, you'll have to pay more, but as a student with a standard W-2, it should work just fine.
Do you make more than $12,000?
Unfortunately, yes.
Are you a dependent?
No, I'm filing single.
Ah, okay. So since you're filing single and you're making above the standard deduction threshold for 2018 for a single taxpayer, you do indeed have to file your taxes. If you were to make under $12,000, you wouldn't need to file them in your specific case.
Would there be a case where it'd be beneficial for me to file taxes even if I earned under $12,000?
I'm glad you asked. Yes, you should still file your taxes if you have federal taxes previously withheld from your paycheck. For example, if you're a single taxpayer who earns $5,000 during the year with $500 withheld for federal tax, then you're entitled to a refund for the entire $500 since you earn less than the standard deduction.
How long is all this going to take me?
Well, for the average taxpayer in the US, it takes about 13 hours spent preparing and filing.
13 hours?
That depends though on your assets and the amount of things you have to report. For you, it should definitely take less time.
For sure.
Are there any campus resources I can use to help me file my taxes?
If you're an international student, you could use GTP, a user-friendly tax preparation software created for students who are non-resident for tax purposes. GTP will help you navigate US federal tax forms, residency status, tax treaties, exemptions, and deductions. However, if you are a US student, you'll have to search for help elsewhere.
Any other resources? I'm not international.
You could also take UGBA 96 with Professor Odin. He teaches you how to do this. That's where I learned.
Thank you guys.
Glad we could help.
Talk to you later, mate.